Cain and Abel. Rudyard Kipling. Cain and Abel were brothers born. Coupla. Come along, cows. One raised cattle and one raised corn. Coupla. Come along. Coho. And Cain he farmed by the riverside, so he did not care how much it dried. For he banked, and he sluiced, and he ditched and he led. And the corn don't care for the horn, a half Euphrates out of her bed to water his damn corn. But Abel heard it out on the plains where you have to go by the dams and rains. It happened, after a 3-year drought, the wells, and the springs, and the dams gave out. The herd bulls came to Cain's new house. They wanted water so. Closing parenthesis with the hot red sun between their brows, say an ampersand quo. Give us water for our poor cows. Ampersand quo. But Cain he told him, ampersand quo. No. Ampersand quo. The cows they came to Cain's big house with the cold white moon between their brows, say an ampersand quo. Give some water to us poor cows. Ampersand quo. But Cain he told him, ampersand quo. No? Ampersand quo. The lee single quo tell calves came to Cain's fine house with the evening star between their brows, say an ampersand quo. Give us water and we'll be cows. Ampersand quo. But Cain he told him, ampersand quo. No. Ampersand quo. The herd bulls led him back again, and Abel went and said to Cain, ampersand quo. Oh, sell me water, my brother dear, or there will be no beef this year. Ampersand quo. And Cain he answered, ampersand quo. No. Ampersand quo. Ampersand quo. Then draw your hatches, my brother true, and let a little water through. Ampersand quo. But Cain he answered, ampersand quo. No. Ampersand quo. My dams are tight and my ditches are sound, and not a drop goes through around till she's done her duty by the corn. Ampersand quo. I will not sell, and I will not draw, and if you breach, I'll have the law, as sure as you are born. Ampersand quo. Then Abel took his best bull goad, and hauled a dike on the Eden road. He opened her up with foot and hand, and let Euphrates loose on the land. He spilled Euphrates out on the plain, so's all his cattle could drink again. Then Cain he saw what Abel done, but, in those days, there was no gun. So he made him a club of a hickory limb, and halted Abel and said to him, ampersand quo. I did not sell and I did not draw, and now you've breached I'll have the law. Ampersand quo. You're I'd brought in your hat and spurs, hell hoof and over my cucumbers. Ampersand quo. You pray to the Lord to send you luck, and you'll lose your steers in my garden truck. Ampersand quo. And now you're bust, as you ought to be. You can keep on praying but not to me. Ampersand quo. Then Abel saw it meant the life. But, in those days, there was no knife, so he up with his big bull goad instead, but, Cain hit first and dropped him dead. The herd bulls ran when they smelt the blood, and horned on pot in that red mud. The calves they bawled, and the steers they milled, because it was the first man killed. And the whole herd broke for the land of Nod, and Cain was left to be judged by God. But, seeing all he had to bear, I never could call the judgment fair.